You know, when you work with someone like Patrick McKenna, I mean, our characters, Red, Green, and Harold, are quite opposite in as many ways as possible, other than sex. But I'm not sure about Harold. But with this episode, the driving test, was one of the few opportunities we got to actually reverse roles. So it's not something that Red would ever want to do, but he had to do because of some extenuating circumstances. I mean, you'll see how it plays out.
It's the new Red Green Show! And now here's the man who's made Possum Lodge where it is today. And still no apologies. Your host, my uncle, Red Green!
Thank you very much, boy. This is a big day in the history of Possum Lake Road construction. I can tell you that because they are finally getting around to fixing that bump at the top of the hill as you go into town. Boy, when I think of the number of things that have smashed up against the inside of the roof of my van.
Well, what do you got the eggs for? You going to Possum Lake Little Theater tonight?
No, Harold. I'm using these to test the bump. If I can drive over without cracking these babies, I'm going to call it fixed.
Good idea. Wear old clothes.
In this show, Hap talks about his days as a whaler, and I don't mean in Hartford. Then Harold and I do our weird thing. We change places. Don't worry, it's not permanent. Then I try to get Dougie Franklin to say a word that he hardly ever thinks of. Well, I gotta hand it to those road construction guys. They did take 4 hours to do a 15-minute job, but somewhere between leaning on the shovels and rolling their smokes, they managed to fix that bump. However, I can't be so complimentary to the cops who are running the radar trap.
Exactly how fast were you going? How fast were you going? Because tickets can be really expensive if you're going fast, and you can lose demerit points. They say anything about you losing demerit points? Sometimes they do that. You say anything about that?
12 of them.
12 demerit points! Wow! I didn't even know the Possum van could go that fast.
No. I lost 3 for speeding. I lost another 3 for the condition of the vehicle, and then I lost another 3 for driving with an obstructed view.
Wait a sec. That's only 9 points.
Yeah, I lost another 3 for speeding on the way back. They took the plates off the van and left her on the side of the road. They were going to tow it away, but the chief thought it would make the police compound look bad.
Oh, this is so great, this is so great. Uncle Red has to go to driver's school.
No, I don't, Harold. I just have to be retested, okay? But until then, I got no license and no wheels.
And yet, you still have a spare tire.
You know, when you have a problem, it's nice to have friends. Or at least you'd think that, wouldn't you? The problem I have, I don't have my van. So Bill's suggesting maybe some other ways that I can get around. He's got this little scooter here. I'm sure he means well. He doesn't do well. All right, Bill, do you have any other ideas? Anything else in mind at all? Oh, good. Well, you're into it right up to your big mouth this time, aren't you? No sooner do you start putting your brand new gas barbecue together.
Then you get stuck. Tab A won't fit in slot B. She passes by and she says, "What do the instructions say?"
Now you're really stuck.
Because you haven't read the instructions, have you?
They're sealed in a little plastic bag that you're kneeling on.
Time to think fast.
Something you're not good at, or you wouldn't be cursing Tab A.
Try saying you were trying to put it together with your eyes closed as a personal challenge. To try and understand what it must feel like to be Stevie Wonder. This is as far as you got. Pretty good, huh?
Or tell her you read something about a guy who got a barbecue from Taiwan. They made a mistake when they translated the instructions. The whole thing exploded.
Yeah, but say someone got killed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that way it sounds real.
And next time you get something like this, make sure you never get caught again, okay? First thing you do, find the instructions, throw them away.
Yeah, that way you can claim that it didn't come with any.
And if there's another set in another language or something, you might want to hang on to them.
Yeah, because you're going to need to look at those pictures later.
It's very easy to fool your senses. You can't believe what you see, but your nose knows the inside story. It can't be tricked by the powers that be. So whenever you make a decision, take a whiff of the air like this. Because it may walk like a duck and talk like a duck, but if it smells kind of cheesy, it is. There we go. Just built a little craft table for the wife to kind of make up for the fact that I've lost my driver's license. We call that Mercy Furniture. But I thought I'd take Handyman Corner this week and show you people how you can get away and beat all them radar traps. And that way you can avoid the embarrassment that I have to put up with, or at least some of it. Now, the way radar works is there's a beam that comes flying towards your car and bounces off something else in your car and heads back like crazy down to the cop car, comes up on a little screen there, tells him how much you're exceeding the speed limit by, and then he can pull you over and give you that $200 smile. So if you want to control the radar trap, the first thing you have to control is what part of your car the radar is going to hit. See? Now, what we do there is we take a little piece of foam here, or this could be, I guess, a box of chocolates or a box of cereal or any book by Dickens, and we're going to wrap that with wire, and then we're going to hook the wire up to this 9-volt battery. And that way, this is what will attract the radar. Very similar to the technology they use in that stealth bomber, except in reverse. And a couple dollars cheaper, I believe. There we go. I'll tell you something. This is going to attract every little piece of radar in your neighborhood. You're going to be picked up by ships at sea. All right, now, here comes the tricky part. You don't just mount this on your car any old which way. This has to be secured on a moving belt, sort of like Moose Thompson's buckle. Now, I suppose you could go down to your grocery store and port the conveyor belt out of there while the manager's in the back getting you a fresher cabbage. But I prefer to use just an old piece of ladder and some bed. Bed sheeting. All right, now, as you can see, not only do I have the bed sheet running over the ladder, but she's also running over this piece of copper pipe, which you're going to need. You can get a piece of copper pipe right out of your own basement, but just remember to turn the water off first. Of course, that's easy to say now. And if you look way down at the end of the piece of copper pipe, you're going to see I got a little hunk of clothesline on there wrapped around a clothesline pulley. And actually, the beauty of stealing a complete clothesline set is you get the 2 pulleys. What am I going to do with the other pulley? I hoped you'd never ask. You bolt it to the rear wheel of your favorite cruising vehicle. Then you take the clothesline, hook that onto the pulley, and then that goes up and attaches to our belt. Now, the way it works is when the car moves, that drives the pulley, and then the pulley comes along here, and then drives the belt, and that moves our radar attractor thingy, but in the opposite direction. This kind of a rig here, you see. So if you're going, like, say, 60 miles an hour in your car, well, the radar attractor is going 20 miles an hour backwards. So the radar reads it as 60 minus 20 is legal. All right, we have a problem here. Because when this thing comes around and goes underneath, it's going to jam up against the roof there. Well, I need something to raise the ladder up. Oh. Tell you what, this craft table would be perfect. Didn't have a top on it. That's the beauty of just using one nail. Perfect. All right, we got her up on a jack here so that we can demonstrate. Oh my gosh, we missed the most important part. You gotta have a twist in this, otherwise they're going to be going in the same direction, which will in fact double your speed. You're gonna get a ticket for doing 120. All right, there we go. Let's give her a try. And that's working perfect. Oh, just thought of something. Now, this is real important. You don't want to go messing around with the ratios of the pulleys, okay? Otherwise, what could happen is you're going 60 miles an hour forward. Meanwhile, the radar thing is going 60 miles an hour backward. The cop will pull you over and give you a ticket for parking on the freeway. So until next time, remember, women don't find you handsome. They should at least find you handy. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go put the pedal to the metal. This is not charades. Stay tuned for Garth and his snake. Man, when you don't have a car, you really find out who your friends are.
Lodge members teasing you?
Oh, Harold, I can't take it from old man Sedgwick. He's blind, he's deaf, he's got the reflexes of a houseplant. He's driving around in a 60-foot motorhome.
He's a menace at the wheel.
He's asleep at the wheel, Harold, is what he is. Here, ask me a few questions out of the driver handbook here.
Alrighty, Roo. What is the correct procedure for stopping at a stop sign? A, stopping at the sign, or B, stopping at the corner?
Well, if nobody's coming, I usually slow down to around 40. Unless my horn's broken.
Good answer. I'll mark that as C. I have no idea, and I just failed the test. Did you even read the handbook, Uncle Red?
You seen the size of the print in there, Harold?
Well, maybe you need glasses.
My eyes are fine, thank you very much.
How many fingers am I holding up?
Better be more than one.
You need glasses for driving. You do.
Well, I got no way of getting to the eye doctor, Harold. The guys are all out on the lake.
Well, I have my license. All you have to do is ask. Nicely.
Oh, man. Harold, are you driving to the eye doctor, please?
Okay, sure.
Great. All right. What vehicle are we taking?
Well, I said I have my license. I didn't say I have a vehicle. You want to ride on the handlebars or the rat trap?
You know, you hear a lot of talk about power saws, but I'll tell you, a handsaw, if it's sharp, is just as effective. All you gotta do, cut a little notch in your wood, and cut a notch on the other side. Try to match it up as close as you can, and then just very quickly finish off your cut. Remember, any tool can be the right tool.
Okay, this is the big one. The grand prize is for over $100. Less expenses and all that sort of stuff. So, okay, Uncle Red, you have 30 seconds to make Mr. Franklin say this word. 30 seconds and go.
All right, masculine.
Chuck Norris.
Opposite.
Willard Scott.
Woman.
Maintenance.
Perfect woman.
Expensive.
You see a woman, she's small, she's petite, she's very pretty. You say she's very...
Very not from around here.
You're running out of time, Uncle Red.
Well, I can't think of anything else to say.
Well, you
Harold.
just better say something. You're just sitting
Well, I don't
there.
know what to
Well, you're
say.
sitting there.
I
Say
don't know.
something. Say something. Anything.
All right, Harold.
Feminine.
Garth Harble here, Animal Control, with another lesson in wildlife management. Come on in here, Red.
What'd you do to your leg there, Garth? You're walking a little bit funny.
Oh, I had a little bit of a run-in with a caribou down at the Animal Control Center.
Wow.
Had to take one for the team, Red. Oh, I forgot something. I'll be right back.
Wow, looks like it was kind of a short caribou, Garth.
No. I was standing on my desk. Okay, today, we're talking about snakes.
Oh, boy.
Now, a lot of civilians are afraid of snakes, you see.
Yeah.
But we in the AC uniform know that snakes are basically harmless. Unless, of course, you step in their nest. Boy, I'll never forget that trip to the hospital.
Oh, boy.
I had so much poison in me, I didn't think I could keep the truck on the road.
Tell you what I do. I just stay away from snakes. Thanks very much.
You don't like animals, do you, Red?
Well, not as much as life. No. What are you doing? What is that? What are you doing? What is that? What are you...
This means snake.
Oh, my gosh, snake alert.
Standard hand signal.
All right.
Yeah. Wow. Now, I think we have an authentic Mississauga rattler right here. All I have to do is grab him around the head with this snake ball. Got him! Whoa! Whoa, boy! He's a big one. Oh, settle down there. Oh, he's got an attitude. Okay, I've got a burlap bag up on the porch. I'm gonna go put him in that. All right. Okay. Whoa!
Boy, Garth, you know, I think you got him by the tail there.
Huh?
You got him by the tail.
Oh! Another super day. Oh.